What's up, everybody? On today's video, we're taking a map tour of Middletown, New Jersey. We're going to go over a few different things like the commute to work, especially in New York City, and different routes you can take to get there, the shopping and dining in the area, school system, and a few other good points. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you want to be the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. The computer section of everything, guys, and the map tour itself. First thing we want to check out is going to be the location of, as you can see, it's in the northeast corner of Monmouth County. You have Middletown Township right here, and also a little bit of attached to it is going to be Sandy Hook. So it's not attached by land, but it is part of Middletown as well, as are a lot of other towns. So just to kind of give you an idea as we zoom in here, Lincroft down here is also going to be an unincorporated community. You got New Monmouth, Port Monmouth, Belford, Leonardo. There's a bunch of other communities inside Middletown that make it absolutely massive. So it's actually the second largest municipality in Monmouth County. It comes in at just under 59 square miles and is the 20th most populated town in the entire state of New Jersey. So like I said, it's really big. There's a lot of parts to it. So we're going to kind of dive in deep on it and just kind of give you the scoop. There are three major roadways in there. You got Route 36 near the northern border right here, Route 35, which pretty much cuts down right the middle of Middletown. And then you also have the Garden State Parkway. The reason Middletown is very popular, it has a good school system, which we'll cover in a little bit, but the commuting to New York City, this is definitely going to be one of the biggest things, kind of a somber point right here, but outside of New York City, I think Middletown was the second most, had the second most deaths during 9/11. So it's a big NYC population or big commuting town. And unfortunately that just, that's a little bit of a somber point, like I mentioned, but just kind of gives you a show how easy it is to commute over there. So there's three major ways you can really get there. One would be just driving yourself. The second would be taking the train, or the third would actually be taking the ferry. So if you're driving yourself, you're more than likely going to hop on the Garden State Parkway. Depending on which part of Middletown you live in, you might take Route 35 over to the Garden State Parkway. We see where they kind of all connect over here. And the same thing with Route 36 if you're in the more northern part. If you're in the more southern area, you could probably find an exit directly from the Garden State Parkway and then take that all the way up until you hit about the turnpike, and you can take that into New York City. The commute time on these is all going to vary. I pulled them up real fast, but for the driving yourself, it says 56 minutes. I'm doing this at night, so I don't know if they're taking that into account. I would really account more for the traffic. As you can see, as soon as you get into that New York area, you're definitely going to hit a lot of congestion. The drive from Middletown up through New Jersey is going to be pretty good, but once you get closer to New York, that's where you're going to see most of the traffic when you're crossing over different bridges. I would say it's closer to about an hour and 15 minutes if you're driving yourself, accounting for traffic and just some other backups that might happen. But if you're closer to the parkway, it might be a little bit quicker because you can just hop right on there and then go. Living in New Jersey, just be prepared to travel at high speeds, especially on major highways like that. The Garden State Parkway is a non-toll road, or I'm sorry, is a toll road. Route 35 and Route 36 are non-toll. So when you're on the Garden State Parkway, if you're not that fast of a driver, make sure you're in more the right lane. If you're a faster driver, head over into the left side. But yeah, it's a really easy commute into New York City. That's why a lot of people like it. The train is going to take you about an hour and 15. Hop over back to the map real fast. The train station in Middletown is pretty much directly in the middle, as you can see right here. A little bit to the left, maybe more western side of Middletown, but it's going to be right off of Kings Highway, and we got Middletown Lincroft Road right there. You got the municipality building too, very close by, so it's kind of like a little bit downtown. The train over there, like I said, is going to take you about an hour and 15. The other way you can get into New York City is going to be through the ferry. That's going to be in the Belford section up into this northeast part. As you can kind of see, the map actually did a really good job of just kind of laying it out right there in the different routes. But they're going to have some parking over here to the right, and then this is going to be the Belford ferry. Depending on which part of New York you have to go to right here is kind of where or how long it's going to take you. If you need to get to the Wall Street area, it's going to say about 40 minutes. But if you need to get into Midtown, it could take you up to 70. So judge that depending on how you want to commute. If you don't mind driving yourself, or you have to drive yourself because you maybe have client meetings and that kind of thing throughout the day, then that might be your best option in terms of time wise. If you don't mind taking public transportation, the train or the ferry might be a better option for you. If you're in the Wall Street section, the ferry might actually be the best because it's the closest one to you. And if you live closer to that Belford section, it seems like a win-win right there as well. But yeah, those are the three main ways you're going to get into the city. And about the times are all roughly the same. Driving and the train are basically about going to be an hour and 15, depending on which part of New York City you have to get to. And the ferry might be a little faster, just depending on which part as well. The second thing I want to cover, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, is going to be the school systems. So Middletown Township is rated an A- according to niche.com, and is the seventh best school district in Monmouth County. is really good for athletes. It ranks 10th in the state, actually, as you kind of scroll down here out of 245 different districts. So just being a former athlete way back in the day, I used to play for Middletown Township, but Middletown North and South are definitely one of our biggest competitors. It's a larger town, so they have a lot of people in there, better chance for a much more athletic group of kids growing up. The school system itself has 11 elementary, 3 middle, and 2 high schools. It has about 9,100 students, a little bit over that, and a 13-to-1 student teacher ratio. So as big as Middletown is, seeing a smaller school student to teacher ratio, I guess it helps when you have all the schools spaced out as good as they do. So this is going to be the map of just the school systems themselves. I don't know exactly where the borders count like for which one you'd be districted to. Here's this B rated school right here is going to be Middletown North, and the A- one right here is going to be Middletown South. If I just had to throw a dart out there and just say where it is, I'm guessing probably somewhere straight across this line would be where the district is, kind of separate a little bit. And the schools up here will all attend Middletown North High School, and then the ones down here will all attend Middletown South. Completely just spitballing there, but if that's just my best assumption, just based off how they're all located or where they're all located. The other option you could have would be a private school. The most notable one in the area is going to be Christian Brothers Academy, also known as CBA, and that's located in the Lincroft area. So Lincroft will be in that southwestern portion. I'll show you real quick here. Is there not a map on this one? Of course there wouldn't be. Why would there be? There we go. So Middletown, like I mentioned before, has a bunch of different towns in it, and Lincroft is going to be one of them. So Christian Brothers Academy, I'm just zooming out here. Will be located in this southwestern section. Right next to Lincroft is also going to be Brookdale Community College. So it is the community college for Monmouth County itself. Basically, a lot of the different counties in New Jersey all have one, and Brookdale's main campus is going to be on Lincroft, but they do have a few throughout the entire county. Christian Brothers Academy is going to be rated an A according to niche.com, and is the third best private school as well. The tuition there is going to be just under $16,000, so it is a little bit pricey. They have 876 students, grades 9 through 12, and a 12-to-1 student teacher ratio. It is highly rated, though. A lot of people that go there, most of the people, I will say, kids that attend are definitely there for athletics. Let's see if they have anything on that real quick. It only says, oh no, best 9th out of 12. Okay, 10th school out of 512 in the entire state of New Jersey. A lot of people that go there, like I mentioned, are going there for the sports. It is still a really good school, though, and highly rated for when you're applying to colleges. Heading over to the different housing options in Middletown, there's a wide range. Let's just put it this way. First off, I'm just going to kick it off with the single family homes here. These are all the closed homes throughout the town over the last year. So just 2023. And it's a very wide variety. So for the single families, you're going to get anything from about like 250,000 all the way up to about, like 3 million range. That's going to depend on exactly where you live. So as you can see, there's different water borders when it comes to living in Middletown. And obviously, anytime you have a waterfront or water view of a home, that's going to be a higher price. Just there's no way around it. There's only so many of those homes available. So they're highly desirable, and it's going to up the value of the home. The way it's kind of broken down in Middletown, I would say, is this more northern part is a little bit older, has some smaller homes on it as well. So that's going to be like your cheapest area to go to. Some of the ones in there, like I mentioned, in that 300K range, they're going to be like maybe a 2-bed, 1-bath ranch. They're a little bit smaller. I would say probably even like closer to like under even 1,000 square feet. The bedrooms are going to be a little bit tinier, but if you're looking at something more affordable, a starter home just to kind of kick something up for yourselves, just the first home to get out of the renting, this is kind of going to be your way to go. As you get more into the center portion of Middletown, that's where you're going to come into the larger colonials, 4 or 5 beds. They're going to be priced maybe in between like anywhere from, I would say, 500,000 all the way up to like that $1 million range. They have quite a few different communities in Middletown. And then the last but not least, if you want to go to the cream of the crop, the highest priced ones, multi-million dollars, you're going to be looking in pretty much right on the Navasink River. Like I said, yeah, you got 2.75 million. I think this one's in that 3 million range. Yeah. And then this one, believe it or not, is way up there. This is a massive estate, and it's going to be in the $10 million range. It's not going to click for me. Why would it? There we go. Yeah, 10.2 million. This one's actually pretty sick. If you look at it from this aerial shot, you got the water background right there. It's like 6 beds, I think 14 baths or something like that. It has its own movie theater. So you're going to have a wide variety of different homes in the area. Let me find something a little bit more affordable for the average person. And we're going to go into this middle section of Middletown right here. Just kind of pick a random one for you. There you go, 780. What are we looking at here? Of course, why would we go back to that? Sorry, we'll do this one 709. But we got 5 bath or 5 beds, 2.5 baths, like I kind of mentioned. That's about the area, the kind of home you're gonna be looking for in that area. This is like a colonial split level kind of looking home. And went for 709. So you can see, looks very nice on the inside. It's completely move-in ready, so you don't have to worry about any work getting done. You would just have to update it to your own tastes. That's pretty much about it. Some of the areas in Middletown will have a bigger yard than other ones will not. This one has a nice little, looks like back to woods actually, so you get some privacy on it and a little patio as well. The ones I mentioned that might not necessarily have as much as a yard will be the ones in like this northern Middletown area. Let's try to find something for you real fast. Probably more in this like this East Keensburg area, Port Monmouth. These are gonna be kind of like on top of each other a little bit. Go up to the top here. So here's a kind of a perfect example right here. 325 Northern Middletown, 2 bed, 1 bath, ranch style. They didn't list the square footage here, but I mean, as you can see, it's definitely not going to be the largest home on the block. But still relatively nice on the inside, completely move-in ready, and we'll get the job done. Like I said, if you're looking for that first home, just out of the gate, trying not to rent anymore and waste any money on that. Small backyard, but that's also another option. So that's pretty much it for the single family homes, kind of the breakdown. Northern Middletown, you're gonna have a little bit smaller, cheaper area. The middle portion of Middletown, kind of that, I guess, that next stage. Starter home, you'll have 3, 4, 5 bath homes. And then as you get to the more southern part, especially towards the water on the Navasink, that's going to be your more expensive. When it comes to the condos and the condo and townhomes, there's quite a few communities throughout. Again, they're going to range in prices pretty greatly as well. They're going to be anywhere between, I would say, about 300, 350, I'd say more like 350, closer to 4, and all the way up to $1 million. The $1 million range is going to be right up here, basically directly on the water of the Sandy Hook Bay and also the Atlantic Ocean. So that one's 695. Zoom in here. That one might not have the water view possibly. But yeah, this one 959. As you can see in the background, the aerial shot right there. This one's looking pretty nice as well. Sorry about the loading there. And why would that want to work for me? There we go. But yeah, I mean, you can see right here exactly why someone would want to live here. You have garages underneath. They have a balcony view. I hope they have a balcony view on this one. But yeah, see in your living room, you got the water right out front there. And that's what's going to make the price again go up as high as it is. Beautiful shot right here. Eating breakfast out there, picturesque. As you head over more to the middle of town, I would say one of the more popular communities would be over here, Cherry Tree Village. These are going to be priced anywhere between about like 450, 550, somewhere in that range. They're going to have 2 to 3 bed townhomes, very nice on the interior. And they're also in a pretty good location as well. Just scrolling through some photos for you. But like I mentioned, it's right near Route 35. So really doesn't get better than that. That's going to come into play when we talk about the shopping and dining in the area and how a big portion of the shopping is going to be along that Route 35 barrier. And then last but not least, we're going to want to go over to the adult communities. There are not too many adult communities, I would say, in Middletown. They're actually all going to be in the southern portion. Hopefully they'll pop up right away here. Perfect. Zoom back out and see like kind of where that Lincroft area is. Not necessarily Lincroft right there, but just on this border in between the Garden State Parkway and Route 35. The range on these is going to be anywhere from about like 200,000 all the way to 600,000, depending on the community, HOA, and all that kind of stuff. So they are pretty affordable if you go into that lower end. They'll be like 1 to 2 beds, not really much bigger than that. Hopefully just find one right here. Okay, so yeah, you got 205 is the cheapest one throughout last year. That was actually a 2 bed even too. But yeah, you got 1 bedroom ones here, anywhere between like 800 to 1,000 square feet. and they go all the way up to 600,000, like I mentioned. But they really don't eclipse like 1,500 square feet, so they're manageable. If you're looking to downsize and you still want a decent amount of space, nothing too crazy, so you can still take care of it. Maybe you don't want to deal with stairs. It's a big thing for anyone that's looking to downsize. Your health kind of deteriorates a little bit. It's a really nice area, and you're also located directly next to Red Bank. So right across here is going to be a big dining and shopping and entertainment area, which we're about to go over right now. So when it comes to the shopping and dining options in Middletown, zoom back out real fast here. Route 35 and 36 are going to be your heavy hitters. You can see right here, just for me, means as far as zoomed out, you have Whole Foods. So if you're on the western side of things, you have Route 35 here. Target's going to be up here. You're going to have ShopRite a little farther down. You got Starbucks, Tractor Supply Company. So this ShopRite's actually brand new. They just built it within the last couple of years. It actually used to be in this plaza, but they just moved it over to here and bought a building and did an excellent job. You got the UPS store. What else do we got here? Plato's Closet, European Wax Center. You got Enterprise, AutoZone. You got something you got to fix your car, pet shop. Pretty much anything you want is going to be along this Route 35 corner or Route 35 border. Lavotti's is an awesome place. Highly recommend checking them out. They're finally expanding to different parts of Monmouth County and even to Ocean County a little bit. It's a gourmet Italian style deli, and they have everything from fresh breads, cheeses. Definitely get the fresh mozzarella when you go there. Highly recommend it. Bring it to a party. It's really, really good. MJ's Bar and Grill is actually a pretty, also not a chain by any means, but they do have a few locations throughout the county. They're pretty popular as well. They'll sometimes have live music, and it's a pretty good spot to hang out at. You got Wawa, which is definitely a winner everywhere. Applebee's, if you're looking for more of that chain restaurant. But yeah, Route 35 is going to have it on this western border. And the same thing is going to be for Route 36 as well. So as you get to this more northern part here, got a dog boarding company over there, food store, more cars, or you got detailing, ice cream. Guys, the list goes on and on. These are going to be your two heaviest spots. So as long as you can live between one of these or just like somewhat close to them, you're going to have unlimited options up and down there. And realistically, the town is big, but if you're on Route 35, you can probably get from this Cherry Tree Road border up here down to that Red Bank in, I don't know, about 15 minutes. Maybe if you hit a few lights a little longer, if you don't hit the lights, maybe a little shorter. So it's not as big as you think, at least trying to get up and down there. The only place you'd be right in the middle of like kind of nowhere, I guess, would be like this Navasink area. You got some windy roads. You really can't go faster than maybe like 25, 35 on. But outside of that, guys, it's a really good location. You're not going to be far more than, I would say, 10 minutes away from some type of food store, convenience store, anything like that. When it comes to dining options, we saw the Applebee's and a couple other more small business type of things. If you want to support small business, awesome, that's great. If you want to go to a little bit more higher end of an area, I would highly recommend checking out Red Bank. So if you're near the train, you can actually just take the train right over to the next stop. Or like I said, just drive down Route 35 over here. They're going to have so many different options. One of my favorite restaurants is going to be Char. It's a steakhouse. Where's she at? Right around here somewhere. Actually, never been to that Salt and Smoke Market. Of course, I can't find it for you today, but it's right around here in this northern part of Red Bank. It's really, really good steak joint, and it's probably one of the best ones I've ever had. We'll give you a heads up. It is definitely very pricey, though, so just be ready for that. But it's an awesome steak. Highly recommend checking it out. And there's some other options here, too. You got, where is it? Red Rock's going to be up here. You got Centrata, which is a cool location. They have an upstairs and a downstairs. They'll do some of the like networking events upstairs and different kind of things like that. They have a bunch of appetizers. You got Teak, that's an upscale restaurant as well. You have Dublin House, little Irish kind of pub. Everything you possibly could want in Red Bank is all right here. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you want more of a downtown vibe, kind of a nightlife kind of thing, really good area. And then last but not least, town, not necessarily as much as as Red Bank's going to have, for instance. So you'll have the Court Basie, which is right here, Centers for Arts. That's a really awesome spot to go to. You can come and check out different comedians. I got a couple pulled up that are going to be more recent or that are going to be current when this video is out. You got Jeff Ross over on March 7th. You got Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers. I don't know if he's no longer on the show right now, but he heads over there. So they do have some really big names. You can check out a couple different musicians there as well. I don't know why I couldn't say that word just now. But it's a really, really, really good spot to hang out at. And that's not just the only thing in there. That's just the first one that comes to my mind. And if you zoom back out, if you want to check a concert, one of the bigger venues in New Jersey over here. It's not in Middletown, but it's right next door in Homedale, and it's located off the Garden State Parkway. So it's pretty easy to get to. Be careful during the shore hours. So anytime between Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend, if you're dealing with a Friday, Saturday. Biggest tourist attractions and a pretty big part of our economy. But it's located over here. There's an indoor and outdoor portion. I shouldn't say an indoor portion. I should say there's a outdoor venue with grass seating, and then the indoor part, let's say quote unquote, it's just basically covered. So it's not necessarily indoor and completely closed off, but it just has a top cover to it. So if there's ever raining or something like that, you would be covered from the rain. Obviously, the seating is going to be a little bit more expensive because you're closer to the artist and you're also underneath a little bit of cover. But highly recommend checking that out. It's an awesome time. They do a bunch of different concerts. I've seen Luke Bryan over there. I think Thomas Rhett has played there. So a lot of big names. Those are just a couple of country ones I enjoy going to. But they'll have plenty of different musicians, different genres of music all the time. Last but not least, I would say if you want to go maybe take the family out to some bowling, there's a Bolero here on Route 35 in Hazlet, somewhere in this range, somewhere in here. And yeah, just nice time out with the family, nothing too crazy there. And then if you want to throw another thing you can do out for entertainment, just head over to the beach. You have so many different options from, the Keensburg Amusement and Water Park over there. You can go over up to Sandy Hook, which is a nice spot, definitely a little bit quieter than some other places. And if that doesn't do it for you, head on over down to Long Branch. They have a pretty good boardwalk over there, and it's a big location as well. You can go to Asbury Park. Belmar's a big one, especially nightlife over there. And you can get pretty much through all of them right by just taking Route 35 all the way down, guys. It's so convenient living in Middletown being able to get down to the shore town. So that's pretty much all I got for you. We're going to finish up the video here. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you gained a little bit more knowledge and understanding of the Middletown area. If you're looking to move to Middletown, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is down below in the comments and the description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, stick around, check out 2 videos coming up here real quick, and hopefully they can help you out too. Have a great day.